Welcome into New Orleans Saints Now here on Chat Sports. I'm your host, RC Maxfield, and we've got some news pertaining to the New Orleans Saints as one of the members of the secondary has decided to retire. Patrick Robinson has decided to retire. This coming from Ian Rappaport, who said Robinson told the Saints he was retiring on Tuesday, August 10th. He had an 11-year career, including 8 years in New Orleans, actually won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. He was looked at as a potential starter opposite of Marshon Lattimore this year, so the secondary gets that much thinner for the New Orleans Saints. But looking at Robinson in terms of his stats for his career, he was a really solid player. You look at it, over 123 games, he had 338 tackles, 14 tackles for loss. He had 83 pass breakups and then 16 interceptions. Now, obviously, I don't think he lived up to his first-round pick potential that he had back in 2010. He was the last pick in that draft in the first round. But he was a solid pro, right? And that's exactly what you want when you get a first-round pick. They don't all have to be Marshon Lattimore's, but he did make some quality plays in his career. Now, the thing with Patrick Robinson is when you talk about what he could have been this year for the Saints, it's critical, right? The Saints have had a secondary problem this offseason, and looking at the depth chart, you can see why. Outside of Marshon Lattimore, we put C.J. Gardner-Johnson there as the CB2 because he might just have to play some with how thin it is. You'd think of him more as a strong safety, more of that hybrid safety corner mix, but really, you're going to have to put him at corner right now because of the depth that you really don't have in that secondary, and now that's where these trades come in, right? And the first name we want to talk about is one guy that has been rumored strongly to the New Orleans Saints, and this is kind of surprising that his name is even in the news to be potentially traded at all, considering he's only going in to his second year and he was a top 10 pick. That's C.J. Henderson. Henderson was the 9th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, and there's been a report circulating around that he's available, which, again, is kind of shocking, but obviously the Saints are going to jump at this as any smart team would. Now, Henderson only played 8 games last year as a rookie for Jacksonville, but when you look at what he did, he was absolutely phenomenal. And I think when you go to what the Saints have done, right, and as you see the stats pop up now as I put producer here in a pretty bad spot, but in 2020, he had 36 tackles, 1 interceptions, and 6 pass breakups. Now, those aren't stats that are going to pop off the page, pop off your screen or anything like that, but he was really reliable for the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Now, the other name that I want to throw out, why the hell not? Stephon Gilmore, right? He was injured last year for parts of the 2020 season after he won Defensive Player of the Year in 2019. He wants a new deal from New England or anybody that's willing to give him more guaranteed money, but the Patriots have simply not been willing to move him yet. And again, I can understand that. He's coming off a Defensive Player of the Year when he was healthy in 2019, suffered some injuries in 2020, but you look at his stats last year, just not very productive in terms of what Stephon Gilmore brings to the table as a whole when he is healthy, which 37 tackles, 1 interception, and 3 pass breakups. Good argument could be had that they just weren't throwing to his side of the field, and I don't blame that at all. But let's get into my first trade idea with the New Orleans Saints here, and it goes back to C.J. Henderson. And listen, you're going to have to pay up to get a guy of his caliber, right? The number 9 overall pick on a rookie deal from 2020, you're going to have to give up a first-round pick and then probably another solid draft capital asset in the 4th round. So I would go with that one for C.J. Henderson. Now, the problem is the Saints have multiple needs, and the Patriots, I think, can fit both. So why not this? Stephon Gilmore and N'Keal Harry for a 2022 first and a conditional 2022 5th-round pick. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, RC, why is C.J. Henderson worth more than Stephon Gilmore? Well, here's the simple fact. Rookie deal, and you're going to have to pay Stephon Gilmore when he comes to your roster, right? Simple and plain. Now, N'Keal Harry is kind of just a throw-in. I think New England is like, yeah, if you give us a conditional 5th that could maybe turn into a 4th, yeah, why not? We'll have him in there. But for me, I think I would target Gilmore, out of these two potential options. And the reason being is this. The New Orleans Saints are in win-now mode. Yes, Drew Brees is gone. The quarterback is kind of a coin flip at this point between Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston. But I truly believe that this defense has the potential to be great. And if you add an elite corner opposite of an already elite corner in Marshawn Lattimore, I think it just elevates your defense that much more. So I want to ask you, let me know, which trade would you make? We'll have both on the screen. Would you go with number 1 or would you go with number 2? Number 1 being Henderson, number 2 being Gilmore. Let us know in the comments below. You know my thoughts. I would go with Stephon Gilmore because, damn it, give me the elite corner in his prime. Before we head out, be sure to subscribe to Saints Today. You see the link below, youtube.com/Saints Today. It is your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints news, rumors, and you betcha we'll have you as frequently as possible because it is heating up and getting ever so close to week 1.